I'm Luke Summerhays, and I love Lileep. Crinoids, also known as sea lilies, are among the weirdest animals on our seafloors, which are more alien to human eyes than the moon's surface. Crinoids look like plants, and while some adults are connected to the floor, others swim freely through the oceans. Having existed since the Paleozoic era, crinoids are common in the fossil records, but some are still alive today. I've mentioned before how fascinating I find it to look at other living creatures and think about the fact that I'm related to them, some millions of years in our past. Looking at crinoids, it's hard to believe they come from the same planet as us, let alone the same family tree. Yet crinoids and other echinoderms are actually the invertebrates most closely related to us vertebrates. By finding a root fossil in Hoenn and having a scientist revive it, Pokémon trainers can get the rock and grass type Lileep. With a bulky base, stalk-like body and flowering head, Lileep resembles a plant, but closer inspection shows that it is a crinoid, with arms for petals and a large mouth ready to swallow prey. Leering from within the dark pit of its mouth are two beady eyes. Pokémon Ruby tells us, Lileep became extinct approximately 100 million years ago. This ancient Pokémon attaches itself to a rock on the sea floor and catches approaching prey using tentacles shaped like flower petals. Pokémon Sapphire told us, Lileep is an ancient Pokémon that was regenerated from a fossil. It remains permanently anchored to a rock. From its immobile perch, this Pokémon intently scans for prey with its two eyes. While there are crinoids alive today, the largest ones, and the ones which Lileep most closely resembles, are those from the fossil record. Pokémon Ultra Moon tells us, it sticks to rocks with its powerful suckers, and can't be washed away no matter how rough the surf gets, are those from the fossil record. Meanwhile, Pokémon Ultra Moon tells us, it sticks to rocks with its powerful suckers, and can't be washed away no matter how rough the surf gets. This is reflected in the ability Suction Cup, which can prevent the Pokémon from being removed from battle by moves like Roar or Whirlwind. The name Lileep combines sea lily with deep, as crinoids can live at phenomenal depths, sometimes at a full kilometre below sea level. It's perhaps for this reason that we have seen so little of the living animals, and must rely so much on their fossilized ancestors. The Japanese name is Lileila, again from lily, and perhaps also lilac, its colour. Starting from level 40, Lileep can begin to uproot itself and move a little more when it evolves into Cradily. Cradily is taller than Lileep, with a hulking presence so large it droops a little in the effort of keeping its head aloft. Its stalk is longer, and the body has more pronounced legs, making Cradily look far more like the animal it is than the plant it pretends to be. It has two false eye patterns on its face, but leering from within the dark opening of its mouth are its real eyes. Pokémon evolution is usually best thought of in terms of metamorphosis, rather than Darwinian evolution. Though this is an odd exception. Many species of crinoid are mobile as adolescents, but root themselves to the ground in adulthood. Meanwhile, many species were originally stationary, but relearned movement over the eons through natural selection. Pokémon Sapphire tells us, Cradily's body serves as an anchor, preventing it from being washed away in rough seas. This Pokémon secretes a strong digestive fluid from its tentacles. And Pokémon Emerald tells us, it drags its heavy body along the seafloor. It makes its nest in the shallows of warm seas. Cradily can be seen on beaches when the tide goes out. Like Lileep, Cradily can make use of the move Suction Cup. This allowed it to tightly hold on to stat boosts from other moves like Curse, or which were baton passed along by other Pokémon, meaning Cradily had a pretty small but pretty tasty competitive niche. Its bulk and rock typing also let it put in impressive performances on sandstorm-based teams over the years. Most recently, Cradily made an appearance in the deep sea segments of new Pokémon Snap. The underwater parts were probably my favourite in that game, as the lighting and the movement was absolutely perfect to capture the feeling of a BBC nature documentary like Blue Planet. The name Cradily, along with the Japanese name Uradel, combines Lily, which in Japanese is Yuri, with Cradle. The name The Cradle of Life has been used to describe various massive fossil deposits of incredibly ancient life forms, perhaps most famously the Burgess Shale. In most of these large windows into the earliest years of animals inhabiting our Earth, the ancient flower-like crinoids from which Cradily draws inspiration can be seen. Though they seem alien to us, crinoids have inhabited the Earth for hundreds of millions of years, survived multiple mass extinctions, and live on today to remind us of the enormously rich tapestry of life to which we all belong. Music for Luke Loves Pokémon was composed by Jonathan Cromie. Artwork for the show is by Katie Groves. Writing, producing, and editing is all by me, Luke Summerhays, while funding is provided by our lovely listeners over at patreon.com/podcastiopodcastias, where you can find links to the other shows my friends and I create, and also listen to episodes a little early. I love to hear from listeners with your thoughts and feelings about the Pokémon you love too. Get in touch about the next monsters, Anorith and Feebas, or with your thoughts, feelings, and observations about any other Pokémon, over on Twitter or Facebook at LukeLovesPKMN. And if you want to hear me bang on about Pokémon and other Nintendo games even more, check me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/LukeLovesPKMN. I love Lileep. And remember, I love you too.